spectrum nerds. When your IP is in a straitjacket, we won't attack it, we'll just give it reconstructive surgery. We're your two best friends. I'm the bro, I'm the sis. We know your story's coke and that you're an addict, but we love you too much to let you go down like this, so we'll hug you close and shout, no, broad spectrum nerds. We're just two broad spectrum nerds. When your IP is in a straitjacket, we won't attack it, we'll just give it reconstructive surgery. We've got ideas for years. I'm a vet, I'm a teacher. We make a meat quesadilla, feast in our cafeteria. We are two broad spectrum nerds. Broad spectrum nerds.
Welcome
to Broad Spectrum Nerds.
Yes.
I am Sista-Host. This is Brotha-Host. We're happy to see you in this wonderful Black History Month that it is.
Picking up the threads of blackness.
Yes, we are.
In true black form. I feel like my lips are a little chapped, so I'm gonna give them a little.
He didn't have to draw any attention to that. I don't know why he did that. Nobody wanted that. Nobody asked for that. He just went there by himself.
I'm trying to get that shea butter endorsement, baby. That's what I'm trying to get.
I don't think that's gonna get you endorsed.
Yeah. Can you imagine? Have you ever been a black nerd whose lips are chapped?
I apologize.
Let me offer you
So
shea
much.
butter.
I didn't know he was going to do this.
Blurred shea butter.
We had actually talked about doing something else at
Just
the
a
beginning
little
of this
pinky
video, and now he's somewhere else. Anyway, we're going to talk about another
if
black
I see
character.
blurred shea butter on the internet and I don't get a cut of the profits, I'm coming for you. All right.
Anyway, today we are going to talk about another black superhero, one that is near and dear to someone's heart. And if you can't tell by all of everything that's happening next to me, we're going to be talking about Static Shock. / Static / Virgil Hawkins.
I've been practicing that.
For this moment?
Yes. Remember when we went to LA Comic Con and I walked past that guy in a cosplay, he did the noise?
He did. It was really
I've been
good.
Practicing since LA Comic Con of last year.
That was like October. Like,
I know. But it was worth it. Anyways.
Okay, so clearly we can tell that Static is someone's favorite character here.
I love you, Dwayne.
McDuffie, you were a genius, man.
Yeah.
So, in
We'll be
this...
acting up this episode.
Oh, gonna. Anyway, so
yes.
in talking about this specific character, I was like, well, I can actually kind of relax because he has this. And yeah, so Josh, Brotha-Host.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about any kind of storyline or anything for Static?
For Static? I mean, not much. You know, I figured we could age him into senior year of high school, have him fight gentrification and the growing academic crisis among black youth as Virgil, while also dealing with the real-life parallel secret group that targets black heroes specifically for killing, depowering, or imprisonment, throwing a little bad guy of the week action, play up the romances, get some heavyweight Milestone cameos, and have it in the Obama era where he gets national recognition, which then makes him a target, and I think we might have something that keeps the key aesthetics while also suitably and respectfully moving the saga forward. So just that.
So no, then you're saying you have
no, just a little bit.
That's just off the top of your head. Nothing at all.
Right. I mean, honestly, Static was such a perfect show. It did take me a minute. Like, that's not something that I would think of redoing or revisiting. At least, you know, not without Dwayne somehow present. Obviously, he can't be present because he passed away. But yeah, so I figured, you know, if we were gonna do it, it could be those things.
All of those things.
I'm really thrilled about the pilot episode, so I'm gonna talk about that at the end.
Okay. So you see what I mean about how I can relax a little bit with this episode? Like, quippy one-liners, that's all I gotta do. Because Static has always been the closest thing to his heart. Next to Star Wars. And Mom. But it's Static. Static, Star Wars, Mom, the rest of the family.
What can I say?
welcome.
So I in thinking about it, I know we did Shuri for the last video, and I feel like it's ironic because I was against Shuri being aged up, but I aged
immediately aged up Static.
I did.
It's the first thing that he did.
Because I think he's like supposed to be like 14, 15 in
Maybe
the original.
16.
Yeah, so maybe freshman-ish in high school. They didn't really do a lot there, or like specifically.
Specifics. No, they're just like, he's in
Right.
school.
And so if we did a Static series, I would want at least the first season to be his senior year of high school. So we've aged him up, that he's established as the hero of the city. We don't have to necessarily stick to any of like the hardcore story beats of the original Static Shock show, because if you do it like right after, if you do a sequel right after something, then you're tied into that. And then if you do things that don't line up with the story that came beforehand, then people are like, what are you doing?
That doesn't make any sense.
No.
It's not the same.
We don't. Yeah. That's not what we want. So age him up. It's the senior year of high school. I also thought it'd be really cool to have it be in the Obama era.
As we noted, and hit your long spiel off the top of your head.
Yeah, I mean, I think like given who Obama was like as a person, I feel like if Static actually existed, that Obama would like acknowledge him. He'd be like, "Yeah, I see you, young brother." Oh, in
Is
Dakota.
that your Obama?
I didn't really practice an Obama voice for this episode. I see you, young brother, in Dakota.
I feel like you should watch
Young electric
either
hero.
more like Trevor Noah, because he does a pretty good Obama.
Okay, well, Trevor Noah can do anything. Okay.
If you're gonna like
Anyways.
pull out an Obama like that.
Anyways, I love you too, Obama. Anyways, I feel like he would give him the recognition, but then like, what's the practical ramifications of that, right?
Everyone would hate him.
Everyone would hate him, and then people who weren't thinking about who Static was.
He's just out Dakota, that small little area over there. Nobody cares.
Right. And I mean, sadly, it happens in the real world. You bring a black person to prominence, suddenly everyone wants to attack him. And can you imagine if that person was a teenage superhero, even if he's 18? And then I also had inspiration from. Did you ever watch 13th?
No.
Ava DuVernay's 13th. So in that, she talks a whole lot about like I think it was like the school to prison pipeline and just how black people are incarcerated. It's not great, but in it, she unveils something that I didn't know was unveiling for me, that there's actually a secret organization behind all the corrupt stuff that happens in America. Like, so you have it's composed of like the heads of like McDonald's and Walmart and all this stuff. There's like a secret.
The light.
It's the light. That's what it is. That's really what it is. The Injustice Society. Like, there's a real one of those, and their goal is basically the subjugation of black people. So I was like,
that's lovely.
Yeah, that's terrifying. But I'm like, okay, so what if there was one of those for black superheroes? Like, that's what they do. They find black superheroes, and they either strip them of their powers, they, disappear them, or they kill them. And so that's what they're doing. So I would have that also be kind of like the backdrop of the season, and kind of like the mystery that he has to solve of like, what is happening? Why are these people disappearing?
Like the superhero KKK?
Man, when you put it like that, but yeah.
Ah,
yeah.
woo!
The superhero KKK. Yeah, that makes Bad Boys 4 look a whole lot different.
It's exciting.
So yeah, so you have that. And then, what do we say here? Yeah, I mean, this is basic. I think, well, we can talk about, and you can actually jump in on this too, because we're talking about like maintaining like the key aesthetics. I feel like the staples of the show that Dwayne and the whole team put together was that it's very community based. It's very community based. It's very family heavy. It's very present just with the subtleties of blackness. Like, black people are kind of everywhere.
Yeah, doing things, hip hop, and all of the other things. And I mean, yeah, they had like gangs and stuff like that. They're very accurate about. Yeah. So what would we do? What would you want to do with him aged up like that? Because That means he's been the Dakota superhero for like 4 years,
right?
3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
So like
he's done all the stuff with Justice League and Batman.
Yeah. So like, what would your like new aesthetics be about Dakota 4 years from now?
I was thinking about that thing, like how do you kind of open it up as to what this is going to be and how it's going to pay homage, but still be its own thing. And I would start off strong with Milestone cameos. So first episode, it's, he's whatever, we got the intro. We got the new intro. We update his outfit a little bit.
Yes.
A little bit closer to what it was in Future Shock.
Yes.
I think is what it was. Not his old man one.
No, because his old man one is just like his current one.
Yeah, and I like that. Like he started off with the jacket, went out of the jacket phase, and then came back to the jacket.
Yeah.
So
but
this
the Future Shock one, Jesus, it's more spandex.
Right. And so this one will
like
be like
typical superhero.
The next step before that. And actually, I would have the last episode of this season. He ditches the jacket completely.
And look, okay.
And he would just be in his Future Shock outfit. So
it's like, so it kind of looks like his Future Shock outfit, but with a jacket.
Yeah, kind of. It would be a little different, but like with the jacket, and then he like finishes the design.
So it's like a work in progress.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll have Icon cameo in the first episode.
Interesting.
So I've been reading. I bought Icon #1.
Of course you did.
It's been great. I didn't know Icon was in Dakota.
I don't know much about Icon, period.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about Icon. Icon's in Dakota.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and I like the practicality of that, because the idea that one superhero can protect the whole city is ridiculous. There's too much that happens.
Yeah, I mean, they had Rubber Band Man. What was his name?
Rubber Band Man.
Okay, because that just feels really like it shouldn't be. But they had Rubber Band Man like become a hero, and Richie was there. Like they were all kind of
and
trying to protect.
I like that you said that, because that's what I would do. I would have him basically build his own Justice League, but it would not be the Justice League.
No, and it'd be Dakota.
Right, because so Icon cameos in the very first episode.
Is he a recurring cameo?
Not really, because he's such a big character.
Okay.
Yeah, like maybe he would come in like later on if something like really crazy happens. As like as the background superhero KKK stuff is happening.
Okay.
Also, midway through the series, he would finally get to meet the Teen Titans, so he would be working with Nightwing and the Titans. So that would be a thing that happens because Nightwing? It's a mystery. Yeah, I went Nightwing. Titans.
I mean, okay.
Or it could be Robin. But I feel like if it's I guess the timeline would have to be
because he met was it Dick or was it Tim for Future Shock?
He met Tim.
So then it would have to be Nightwing.
Okay, yeah, I knew I was right about that. So yeah, he works with Nightwing and the Titans like somewhere in the season,
which we've been waiting for.
Right, and so part of the idea is that because it's his senior year of high school. And this is something that really came up because I've also been reading the Static comic books, like the old one that Dwayne wrote. And actually another guy named Robert Washington.
Like the spandex, like X and the hat.
One of the things that they were very intentional about is that Static gets time in the book and Virgil gets time. Like, it's very important. And so I was like, okay, so if Virgil is in his senior year of high school, this means he's going off to college. And so how does he prepare for that? Because if he just disappears and goes to college and Static shows up over there, it's like, oh. So he would have to start like weeding himself out, but also he's not going to leave his city unprotected. Yeah. Which means he then has to mentor someone to kind of like be the main
Static
hero
showing
in his
up for spring break and winter break.
Right, yeah. It would just be weird. So we have to like phase himself out, like raise up this team. Maybe mentor someone. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with Gear. I always liked the fact that Virgil was really, really smart. So in my head, like, he's going to score. He's going to get a full ride because his dad works at a community center, so they're not balling.
No, and he's black and a genius.
Right. So he's going to get a full ride. He's going to go to this prestigious school. He's still going to be Static, and I like the idea that, Static can help people anywhere. And I think that will also be part of the message. That he could even give. No, not that message. Different black superhero. No, but kind of the message of I've been here, I've given you guys my heart, I love you guys, but you're protected now. There are other places that need me. And so Static leaves Dakota before Virgil goes away to college.
Oh, that's smart.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now...
So would that mean that Virgil's, like, jumping to other cities and staticking it up?
I guess so. He would have to go other places, or even, maybe not even that. Maybe just kind of, like, phase himself out. That's how I see it. So he becomes almost like an oracle in Dakota.
Okay.
And because he's been doing, he's doing like these spy missions with like Nightwing and the whole and the Titans team and all that stuff. He kind of like phases himself out, does the speech. Dakota's covered by all these people, and then season 2, he's in college chilling, and then there's an inciting event. And then he shows up, and it's a big deal. It's like, oh, this is where Static is. Static's in whatever city that he would be in.
Another to-be-named city.
Right, which would have lots of black people, and then those black kids who don't have a superhero now have a superhero. And then, he could periodically, like, go back. But I would have him do that. He would be very conscious, like, okay, I got to phase Static out of the limelight to prepare for the transition.
Would Gear also be doing a similar?
No, I think I would break him up. I think that would be that. So for the Virgil side, I would go for all the emotions. He and Gear would have a heavy parting, like, oh, you're my bro, but they're like going to different schools. I think he was he with Frida?
Yes.
Or
no.
Daisy. Yeah. Because they made Daisy for the show. In my heart of hearts, I would have him and Daisy break up. Because he has to go to college. Because I don't think that Daisy would go to the same college that he would go to.
Why? They did that like whole little genius high school thing together. Why would they not?
I know that's
genius
true.
Up at the same place.
That's true, but
why are you trying to break the band up, Joshua?
I'm going for the emotions. It could go either way. So it could break them up, or Daisy can go with him. I just want like the emotion. Even so, maybe they don't break up, but they talk about it. And it's like, we might have to, because I want like the realness of that emotion to come out. And then like Daisy's supposed to represent, isn't she supposed to be Mexican or something? I think she's some sort of...
She was ambiguously ethnic.
Latinx. I feel like there was one episode where they specified something. But whatever. I would make her like specifically something.
Ambiguously.
I would make her specifically somewhere in the Latinx diaspora. Is it diaspora or diaspora?
I think it's diaspora.
It sounded wrong when I said it.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know what
it would be somewhere
saying.
in that. So then the whole show, so you have obviously, so you have the Static conflicts going through, some of your bad of the week, the superhero KKK working with, Icon.
I feel like we should come up with another name than superhero KKK.
right. The anti-hero KKK, the anti-super KKK, whatever. We understand.
I feel like
what
we
we're
need
saying.
to get rid of the KKK part. I think that's the issue. Even though it stands, I feel like that's the issue.
So the secret organization that's targeting black heroes, that's just currently unnamed. We have them. We have him working with Icon, working with Nightwing and the Titans. Throw in your bad of the week. We have Virgil dealing with the senior year of high school. Maybe do some appearances by Hot Streak and Ebon.
I was actually about to ask, like, what's up?
They're the classic ones. I felt like they would. I feel like one of them would have. Right. I feel like one of them would have a family. Honestly, I feel like it would be Hot Streak. I feel like he would have kids somewhere. It is weird. But I also feel like Ebon would try to learn from his mistakes and make a stronger team. And so at the crux...
What's her face? The bird girl.
Oh, she lost her powers.
As soon as I said that, I was like, didn't they get rid of...
Talon.
At the end of... Didn't they, like, evaporate people's powers and Static was, like, the only one who...
Not everyone. Some people kept their powers. Hot Streak still had his powers. I don't think... I don't remember.
I haven't watched the last season.
But yeah, I would bring them back, and then I also I liked how Hot Streak was his main foe, and so I would have there be a female main foe whose powers are water.
They did that.
Yeah, but I would bring her back because I felt like she was underused.
So a season of Static off the top of your head.
If I had it to do, that's what it would be. If I had
With
it
zero
to do, that's
planning
what it
or
would
thinking
be.
about it ever.
But yeah, I think it's important to honor what Dwayne and the team made.
We love you, Dwayne.
So much, while also transitioning it into the future. It's obviously relevant for modern audiences, and even like the phasing out of gear. I think I think at the time it was important to have that friendship because obviously the whole black-white thing, they were able to do a lot with that. But I think now you can still have that friendship without it having to be at the forefront. I think it'll be more important now for him to, to have friends with Mexicans or anybody that's Latinx, and just like showing alliances between different people groups who are on the bottom now. That those are his friends, those are who he's hanging out with. Oh, I completely forgot about one of the other story things that I would do. One of the other things that Virgil's doing, as far as being the mentor, one of the other things that Virgil would do is his dad would be arguing with him about giving back to the community on Saturdays. And Virgil's like, I don't want to do that. It's my senior year of high school and I'm a superhero. I think his dad already knows.
Yeah, he knew at the end. You think I don't know who you are?
Right. And so one of the things that ends up happening is that Virgil works at the community center on Saturdays. He ends up working there. He because that's the academic part that I was talking about. So he ends up tutoring black kids in basically STEM on Saturdays. And he sees how important it is and how necessary it is and how like their lives are changing. And in that process, near the end of the season is where he finds, or maybe midway through the season, where he finds the person that he starts training.
So another Bang Baby?
No, I don't really know how that kid gets his powers or something like that.
I was like, because didn't we kind of undo
the Bang Baby mostly? Stuff is, that.
So he's just like a meta, just a random meta.
I don't really know how that part will happen.
No specifics.
No,
because we're not getting paid for this.
No, we're not. But that is where that would come out of that. And just sending the whole message, like Static Shock was always about messages, and so the idea of giving back and rebuilding within your community is important.
You can wear the mask.
Wrong black superhero.
But it works.
Wrong franchise.
But it works.
Anyways, so that would be if we had it to do. Static series. As badly as I would want to play the character, I would still bring Phil Lamar back to do it.
Phil Lamar is a genius.
Phil Lamar is my Static. So yeah,
he's
Phil
great.
Lamar doing this Static.
We love you, Phil.
We love you, Phil. You should come on the show sometime.
You should. That'd be so awesome.
Let's have a conversation. Phil,
yeah.
About Static and Green Lantern.
Yes.
Samurai Jack.
Let's do this.
All the stuff.
Come on.
Yeah. We have a good conversation. We have fun here. We have
so much fun.
Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. She predicted this will go a little longer.
I did.
And she was correct.
Of course
I
I
love
was.
Static. Follow Broad Spectrum Nerds.
I'm glad that we're never going to have to hear
on
that again.
Instagram at Broad Spectrum Nerds. This is Sista-Host. You can follow her.
On Instagram at visions_live. This is Brotha-Host. You can follow him.
At Josh. I almost said underscore. At Josh Evans Go. On Instagram and Twitter. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.